Alright boys and girls, big day here. We're finally lowering the SQ5 and some of you are going to be let down by this, but we are putting KW V1s on the SQ5 today. For these KWs, I worked with Mops from Nemesis Autosport. If you're on the Audi Zine forums, you probably know the name Mops. If not, he runs this company called Nemesis Autosport, and basically what they do is they resell parts. Mops is really good at making sure Audi Zine members get exactly what they're looking for. Super responsive to emails and very informed on the SQ5 chassis, the S4 chassis, all that good stuff. So if you haven't dealt with him before, I would highly recommend shooting him an email before you go ahead and purchase your next product for your car. Chances are, if it's wheels suspension related or AWE related or 034, a couple other brands, you can basically just shoot him an email and ask him if he stocks stuff. But chances are, if it's related to those brands, he probably has something in stock, probably has some guidance to give you, and ultimately will make sure that the product gets to you and you're treated well. I had a really great customer service experience with him for these coilovers, and we'll be doing wheels together as well. Now, why are we doing coilovers? The answer is because if you've ever looked at the price of 21 or 22 inch wheels, which is what we're going to do here, these are 20s and they're a little bit small. If you've ever looked at the price of 21 or 22 inch wheels, they are pretty expensive. And so it wouldn't be logical for me to buy bags right now and then also buy wheels for the car. Maybe next season, depending on, you know, obviously where my finances are and where my life is at, we may bag the SQ, but for now, I wanted to get low sooner than later, and I want to get some wheels ordered once we get it low. So coilovers it is. Very excited for this. My buddy Izzy is coming over. His Instagram is on the screen. Please make sure to give him a follow. He's giving me a huge hand here. We do have the spacers on here. I haven't put this in a video, but I am running 15mm spacers in the front and 20mm spacers in the rear, but it does make for some nice fitment. So these stock wheels won't look awful on the car for the time being, but I am very excited to get some wheels ordered for this. And you guys know me, we're not doing any flat face nonsense. We got a lot of clearance back here and we got some width to run. So and 255s are a little small too, don't you think? So very excited for that, waiting for Izzy to get here, and then we will get started. All right, well, I got this box opened up. The first thing that you see is the KW toolkit. This is pretty cool. I think this is going to be our coilover wrenches. I haven't opened this yet. Yeah, just one coilover wrench. Oh my god, and like 16 million stickers. Alright, let's see what's going on in here. Uh-oh, am I stuck? Come on, I can do this one-handed. I know I can. There we go. Beautiful. Brand new coilovers. What a sight to see. Yeah, so there is only one collar here, up and down. That's interesting. I'm used to two, like a lock collar and then something else, but that'll get spun down for sure. And then we have the rears, which aren't technically a coilover because the shock and the spring are separate, but you know, they do have a adjustable spring aspect to them, so I'm sure we'll dump that all the way down as well. We should have done the rear first, and then I could have driven around with the, you know what the trucks do when they go like this, and the Cali lean or whatever. We should have done that, and then we should have just left it. Alright, well, we are on round 2 here, second day, because the first time we actually ended up having a strut break on us, which is
right here.
Oh, hidden in the bubble wrap. KW sent us another one out, but we were putting the top nut on there and just straight up snapped this. Well, that's hard to see. We just straight up snapped this right there. So that was fun. KW sent us out a new one, but I mean, we know to be careful that it shouldn't have broken, and it did, so they did the right thing. Now we're going to be extra careful putting the new ones together, but Izzy's taken on the hard job, and I've taken on the easier job, I should say, of doing the rear suspension here. So I have the new strut in, new spring in. Izzy's helped me drop the subframe here, which is 2 bolts there, and then, you know, the strut is pretty straightforward. I'm pretty excited to see how this thing looks low finally, so hopefully we can get the fronts in. What you didn't see last time is we actually had the whole front end apart. We were going to tighten down the first top nut, and we broke the first top nut that we touched, so we had to put the whole front end back together, which was a pain, but that's okay. We're here now, and we're going to use extra care to, I don't even want to watch this. Alright, here we go. This is the initial ride height, just as high as we could go pretty much. Definitely lower. So I don't know if you can see it on camera, but the car is crooked. Just for reference here, That's my fist, and there's still space at the top. If we go to the other side, my fist does not fit in there. Alright, we're deep into the other side here, and Izzy's trash talking me because he's done the whole front. He says he's giving me tools to try to give me a chance to catch up because I don't have the strut back in yet, but we're making good progress, finally. Alright, this side's done. We didn't really film much, but away we go. Sit low. Nice. It looks almost the same as the other side. Let me let the e-brake off again. Yeah. Alright, well here's the results for now. We need some food in us. But the rear is about 2 fingers a gap. The front has a little bit more on both sides, so we're just gonna spin this down. Magic of coilovers. We shouldn't have any reverse rake, no Cali lean on this thing. We're coming back in. A little bit of adjustment on the front end. We lowered it down even more. There's still a lot of threads left. The threads go all the way down to the bottom, but we're like, I don't know, a good amount of distance from, still 3.5 inches up, right?
Yeah.
3.5 inches up from the base of the threads on here, and then in the rear it's like the middle-ish, so we can definitely go lower. Alright, well that's how she looks. Came out like this. We might be able to go a little lower in the front, but whatever. And I didn't do a very good job cleaning my wheels. Apparently they're dirty. Oh well. We have the Sepang gang here. Izzy's on Instagram. He's Annie_S4. That's Annie_S4. Well, let's go get some shots of the car on the coilovers, and then hopefully the wheels come soon, and I'll get you guys some thoughts on how the coilovers do. We have them installed, and go figure, it is now Wednesday. The video is going live on Thursday. I'm driving home from work, and the days that I planned on getting some glamour shots, it rained. So you guys will have to wait for some glamour shots. I know we have the new grille, we have the suspension on now. We have wheels on order from Nemesis. I think they ride really nicely. The longevity we'll have to see. That broken top of the strut was a little frustrating because I really feel like we shouldn't have broken that, and they did break. But again, you just got to be careful. One note for the install that I don't think we included in the video is that this strut is probably the same strut that they use for the S4. So don't spin it all the way down to the bottom, especially on the front, because you're never gonna get the spring tight. The spring is gonna flop around. I think I'm like probably 3/4 to 7/8 of the way up the strut as far as the threads on the coilover go. There's definitely room to go lower. I think we could probably tuck tire, at least in the front. I'm not sure about the rears, but there's a lot of adjustment available in the front right now. We actually had the car lower than the ride height it's at right now, but it kind of looked weird to me on stock wheels to be like this much wheel gap left, so it's probably like 2 fingers of wheel gap front and back right now. It looks really, really nice, and it's definitely noticeable. I'm happy with the way these ride, much like the H&Rs that I did on my S4. They almost ride like stock, even though the ride height is much lower, and in some ways, I think the car actually rides better on coilovers than it did on the stock suspension. Now, the stock suspension, the SQ5, very firm in my opinion. Not so firm, let me take that back. It's very firm over bumps in that it doesn't have much give instantly, but when you're going around a turn, somehow it does have give, and it feels kind of floppy. So the KWs are almost the opposite of that, where they respond better to bumps. They're a little bit less harsh over bumps, but it's not like you're doing that Cadillac bounce for 3 miles after you hit a bump. At the same time, the car feels much more planted through the corners. A lower center of gravity is going to contribute to that, but I think it also has to do with the spring rates and the way the coilovers are set up. So the car feels super planted compared to what it was, a little bit more confidence inspiring. Huge thanks to Mops again. I'm being really serious when I say that this guy knows his stuff, and if you hit him up, he will treat you like his #1 customer every time. I really like people who from the get-go are open and receptive and friendly, and he's definitely like that. So I can't say enough good things about Mop. Anyway, as always, thank you guys for watching. Go out there and spread some positivity, and I will catch you guys in the next video. And I probably shouldn't have filmed a coilover review on straight highway, but whatever. You can see I'm not bouncing up and down. Done. Alright, see you in the next video.